Ugh. Should have known the way you feel, God. Oh. What do we got here? What am I doing over? Give me that. What's going on, everybody? It's BucosLocker coming to you again. Subscribe to the channel, like the channel, share all the videos, and don't forget to hit the notification bell icon to notify you on all new videos that's posted on this channel. Yeah, shouts out to all the Pirates and Sea Bandits. Y'all know what it is, man. Y'all know what it is. Everybody feeling good? Everybody chilling right now? Everybody good? Everybody good? Everybody good? Can anybody hear me? So today's video is strictly from YouTube. No locker room talk today. Don't feel like sitting in the locker room for 6 hours. So yeah. Overreaction Monday, right? The Bucs are 3-2. Coming off a victory. Funny game. 21-15. Beat the scrappy Atlanta Falcons. Interesting. A lot of talk about what happened Sunday for the Bucs. That's been the most talked about story in the NFL. For those of you that don't know, it's kind of one of those situations where, as a fan base, we are caught in a crossfire. This is kind of I kind of mentioned this. You know, this comes with the territory when you have a player like Tom Brady, and I mentioned this multiple times. The reason why we're getting a lot is not because of the Bucs. Unfortunately, right? The attention always go through one door first, then us. The attention that we're getting comes from one particular player, Tom Brady. Because prior to Tom Brady, nobody cared about the Bucs. So for the last 3 years now, we've gotten a lot of attention, a lot of primetime games, and we know why. We got some good players outside of Brady, but that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter as far as the outcomes, right? But the talk of matter of fact, I got some shout outs. Sal, Eric, Damien, Josh, DSG, Carlos, Roy Hawkins, what's up, man? DP Bucks 32. Was that Brent? JR Dot. Rip, what's up, man? So we already know the talk today. Instead of talking about the Bucs winning the game, they're talking about how the Falcons got robbed. And I understand the frustration from the Falcons fan base. What up, Trill? I can understand the frustration from the Falcons fan base. And this happens across all sports. Bad calls by referees. It happens in boxing, baseball, basketball, college football, just bad calls. Tennis is not just football. But when you have a player of the Tom Brady's magnitude, what up, Buck the World? It's crazy. It's fat. It's crazy that we are on this side of the fence now because we're not used to getting these type of a treatment, I guess you can say. Getting these type of calls. Exactly. The boxing about to be lit this weekend. I'm watching all boxing, so don't bother me. I'm a big boxing fan, by the way. Because I'll give you all rights, Deontay Wilder. That's a bar. But It's across the news. Every major sports news outlet is talking about it. All the major social media sports channels, Twitter, you know, they making posts about it on Instagram. They're making memes about it. A lot of the other fan bases are laughing at us. What up, you wish? A lot of fan bases are laughing at the Bucs because they're saying we getting favoritism now, we getting calls. Um, and I gotta say this too because all the other fan bases are just jumping on us like we the cause of this, right? And it's not really our fault, right? It's the refs, right? The refs need to be held accountable. I don't know why referees, when they miss calls this bad, or when they call a game a really bad game as a crew, why are they not held accountable? You know what I'm saying? Why are these referees across the sports not held accountable? They need to be like suspended for a game or two, suspended with no pay. You know what I'm saying? Like something's got to happen because this can't keep happening. And it's not just our game. It's happened in a lot of games, NFL, college, like I said, all across the sports world. Uh, uh, Tua Tagovailoa, he got slammed hard. He got slammed really hard, and there was no flag on that play. He got slammed. Brady didn't get slammed. Brady did not get slammed. No matter how y'all spin that, he didn't get slammed. And the explanation from Jerome Booger, let me read y'all his explanation. It's weird. And I'll get to the other calls as well, but I just want to talk about this one real quick. I'll get to the other calls that were missed in the fourth quarter on that drive. So Jerome Booger said what I had was the defender grabbing the quarterback while he was still in the pocket and unnecessarily throwing him to the ground. Let me repeat that. What I had was the defender, Grady Jarrett, grabbed the quarterback, Tom Brady, while he was still in the pocket and unnecessarily throwing him to the ground. Now, is it me or is this how quarterbacks get sacked? I mean, we've seen personal foul calls, leading with the helmet and stuff like that, but Grady Jarrett didn't do anything wrong. He didn't do anything wrong. That's literally what Jerome Booger said. That's how you sack a quarterback. Let's just take out the unnecessary part. Let's just say a defender grabbed the quarterback while he was still in the pocket and unnecessarily throwing him to the ground. So how do you supposed to lay him down? So you're supposed to lay. So when you get a quarterback in the grass, you're supposed to just hold him up. Moving forward, you're supposed to just hold him up or lay him on the ground. And it was so crazy is when you look at the review of the play, it was momentum that kind of had the twirl part because Grady Jarrett lunged at Tom Brady's waist and it spun him around. And people said he hit his head. Like Skip Bayless said he hit his head. And I'm like, when I looked at the replay several times, he didn't hit his head. So you mean to tell me they didn't throw the flag when Tua got sacked? And that was egregious. That was really bad. That should have been a personal foul. But Tom Brady gets slung around and rolled around, and that's a flag. The inconsistency is the point I'm trying to make. Yeah, Brady was kicking people. I saw that too twice, which is interesting. Why is he kicking people? What? Weird. It's just a lot of weird stuff was happening. But I said flag football. But football, they got to do a better job across the NFL. And this is not like at the Bucs because we know what happened, right? most of us Bucs fans agree that was a bad call, right? And there's a small group of Bucs fans that don't agree that was a bad call. That was the right call, which is interesting. And then there's a lot of I've noticed this today. A lot of Bucs fans are, let me use this word. A lot of Bucs fans are like deflecting from the calls. Like, so they say the play before Scotty Miller got pass interference. Then people were saying that was uncatchable ball. Like a lot of people saying that ball was uncatchable, was out of bounds and all that. But that still should have been at least illegal contact, right? It should have been a call. But we've seen that call be missed hundreds of times, not just yesterday. That call has been missed hundreds of times, NFL and college. So that for them to miss that play, we've seen refs literally miss pass interference on defensive pass interference, literally thousands of times. But how often have you seen the refs get the sack and the quarterback situation wrong? How often have you seen quarterbacks get destroyed and no flag was thrown? I'm just keeping it real with y'all, because when you arguing something that was so blatantly wrong, and like I said, let me rephrase it. Let me say this really clear. The play before the defensive pass interference, true, but that play happens so often. That is so often. It happens all the time. Not just the Bucs, not just Scotty Miller. It happens to a lot of teams in the NFL and in NCAA. Egregious, not throwing the flag on a pass interference on the defender. Sometimes they don't even throw. Sometimes they have missed offensive pass interference, and we already know that we got that part. But when you miss a play that was so obvious, like that play was more obvious than the pass interference. That's how bad of a call it was. That's how bad of a call it was. That play was more so bigger because the impact of the game. And then if you want to take it a step farther, right? Right? Did y'all know even before the non-call on the pass interference on Alfred, on the Falcons defender, they called a holding call on AJ Terrell on a third down. And I went back and looked at that play. See that whole sequence in the fourth quarter when the Bucs had the ball was so weird. They called holding on AJ Terrell, or illegal contact, something like that. And I went back and looked at it. I see DBs do that every weekend on both levels. So not only they missed the pass interference on the Falcons defender, but they also blew a call on the Falcons before the pass interference non-call. Did y'all go back and look at that? Big Bucks, you're a moderator now. I made you a shooter. Big Buck is my newest shooter. Did y'all know that? And then there was a lot of missed calls in the game, but I just wanted to point out that the fourth quarter drive that the Bucs had the ball. And look, we can go to the other plays that was not called. Like there was a holding call, like a couple holding calls. Like Antoine Winfield Jr. got held a couple times. Or he got held one time, right? On that touchdown, right? And I don't know if he would have made the play, but they still should have threw the flag. Then Grady Jarrett was getting held a lot during the game. So, like I said, this game was so, when you go back and look at the game was so poorly officiated on both sides. Like both teams got screwed. You know, both teams got screwed pretty bad. And I'm just speaking that from a football fan perspective. I'm not taking no sides. I'm a Bucs fan all day. We got that. But I'm just talking from a football standpoint. Both teams got screwed on non-calls. But I gotta focus on the fourth quarter because that affected the game outcome, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know if the Falcons would have won the game, but I'm just saying, like, we gotta, if we're gonna highlight the non-offensive, the pass interference call that was not called on the Falcons defender. Well, we got to go to a couple plays before that happened. You get what I'm saying? We got to go to the plays on that drive. There were 3 flags that were not thrown. The one flag, it was a third down pass. It was a dirt ball by Brady. They called holding on AJ Terrell. And if you go back and look at that play, that was not holding. That happens every weekend. And I've seen DBs do much worse than what that was called. So that was a bad call. And then the call, they did not throw the flag when Scotty Miller got pass interference. He got interfered with. They didn't throw the flag. And then the worst call of them all, that takes the cake of out of all the calls that was not called during that game, the worst one was the last one. That was the worst call of all. The worst non-call. That, people saying that's one of the worst calls in the NFL history. So we can harp on them not throwing the ball and them not throwing the flag when Scotty Miller got pass interference. That's not one of the worst calls in NFL history. If that makes sense. The levels of those calls not even on the same level. Because the one that happened was the play before, that happens like all the time. That they don't call the flag or they'll throw a flag. That happens like every weekend, whether they throw the flag or not. But the Grady Jarrett situation, that they are like millions of football fans are saying that is one of the worst calls in the NFL history. So that I want y'all to understand the levels of the difference of those two calls. And even, matter of fact, we'll include the third down flag on the Falcons that was not a flag. We can take both of those calls and compare it to the Grady Jarrett roughing the passer penalty. Both of those calls doesn't even come close to Jerome Booker just basically just outright lied. Like on TV, his explanation was bad. Think about that. We've seen so many bad calls in the NFL. And when you have millions of football fans across the NFL, all these fan bases, all these analysts, all these former head coaches and GMs, when they look at that sack that Grady Jarrett had, and when they say that's one of the worst calls in the NFL history, it doesn't matter how you feel about the other non-calls, because those calls are just random. They regular calls. And what made it worse is the explanation that Jerome Booker gave the media. You get what I'm saying? So it's mind-boggling to when you look at the bigger picture here, because now this is going to affect not just the Bucs, but teams across the NFL, because it all started with the 2-9 call. So that was a really bad call. Now, I didn't hear them say that was one of the worst non-calls in NFL history. And Tua got slammed. We've seen some bad calls. Yeah, I know I can go back and highlight some calls in NFL history, but the Grady Jarrett situation with Tom Brady, that ranks probably top 20 of all time. That's how big of a non-call. That's how big of a call that was. That's how bad of a call that was. Those referees those games that we see pass interferences, that's not, the flags are not thrown, or the flags are thrown on a ghost pass interference, or a blatant pass interference. Those are not the worst calls in the NFL history. Those illegal contact calls, those calls don't equate to what we saw as football fans. Though that was a really bad call. There is no call, whether it was a flag thrown or a flag not thrown during that game. It doesn't matter. There is no call, or there's no flag that was thrown or a non-flag that was not thrown. It can't add up to that. There's no justifying that. There's no deflecting that. Because I've noticed, it's interesting. We got to be careful too, as football fans. When something so blatantly happens, we can't just start saying, what about and what about this, and what aboutisms. We got to own up to it as football fans and say that was a bad call. And what I'm starting to see now, I've seen statistics about how much quarterbacks get roughing the passer calls, right? And they put up a list and they had Brady at like number 16. And like they're saying he don't get the calls and all this stuff like that. He don't get the calls that like the favoritism calls, right? But look at the deflection though. You see what I'm saying? Now everything is all over the place because now everybody's trying to like deflect on the really bad call and bring up stuff that's like, really, man, like that still ain't going to justify that was a bad call. Well, they missed a pass interference call on Scotty Miller. That we get that. But that's just deflecting what the bigger story is. The bigger story is that flag. That flag is the bigger story. And now we got a lot of analytics, nerds, football nerds that never put on football pads. And then we got some Bucs fans deflecting. I mean, like literally, like straight up deflecting and not even addressing that was a bad call. And some of them haven't even said that was a bad call. They just straight up deflect. They'll go back 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 35 years. It's like, what that got to do with what happened Sunday? We can't deflect. We gotta look at the reality and what happened. There were calls missed during that game, but the biggest call the biggest flag in that game was the egregious roughing the passer call. Unnecessarily grabbing it. That's what make it even worse. If he would have never if he would have owned up to it, then it wouldn't have been so bad. I think what really makes it bad that Jerome Booger was like he grabbed the quarterback while he was still in the pocket. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to grab the quarterback and sack him. That's why they got sacked. So we might as well take out sacks then. And when you get to the quarterback, you touch him and they blow the flag and they blow the whistle. How about they just start doing that? Let's make things easier now, because now these referees are going to overreact. Now the players, look at the reaction is, now the players are going to be walking on eggshells when they get to the quarterback. The sack numbers might drop. Players might hurt themselves trying to avoid sacking the quarterback. So now what the NFL got to go back and do, redefine what a sack is. Now, hypothetically, what if Brady would have hit his head really bad, concussed? Okay, that's a flag. I get that part. Like the Tua situation, that was a non-call, which should have been a flag. But in this particular situation, there was nobody, like there was no malicious intent on Grady Jarrett. The malicious intent came from Brady. We're trying to kick him. That wasn't a flag thrown on that either. Unsportsmanlike conduct. No flag on that either. But see, we can't just look at the piece of what we want to look at. You got to look at the totality of the play. You can't just, separate what you want to believe and what you think the flag should have been thrown on Scotty Miller. We know that. But that still doesn't change the fact that that was a bad call. And then Brady tried to kick the guy. I ain't seen nobody say nothing about that. I've seen other fan bases speak on that. But I haven't seen not one Bucs fan except me. Not one Bucs channel except me. Because I don't watch a lot of Bucs fans. I don't watch other Bucs channels like that. But from what I know, as of right now, I'm the only one that's speaking on. He tried to kick the dude after he got sacked. No throwing on that either. No Bucs fan ain't saying nothing about that. But they're focusing on the Scotty Miller pass interference call, non-call, which is fine. And I understand. I agree with you. That should have been a flag. I agree with you. That should have been a flag. But also before that play, go back to the third down when AJ Terrell got a flag thrown on him, and that was no holding. I ain't see nobody talk about that except me. Remember, one thing about this channel, I talk about everything. I'm not just going to sit here and act like it didn't happen. I go back and look at this. I go back and look at the game again, the condensed version of it, all 22 and the full game. Bad calls. The Antoine Winfield Jr. He got held. Grady Jarrett got held a lot during the game. They couldn't control Grady Jarrett, so they was holding him. There wasn't no flags thrown on that. I ain't see Bucs fans pointing that out. So remember, it's okay to be a fan of a football team, of your favorite team, your favorite player. That's fine and all dandy. But also remember, you also a football fan as well. And what's wrong is what's wrong, and what's right is what's right. There was a lot of wrong in that game on both sides of the ball, as far as when it comes to the refs not throwing flags. So we can't cry wolf and act like we got screwed over when you know blatantly just as good the other team that we played, or the Bucs played, our team, they played the Falcons. The Falcons got screwed over too multiple times as well. It's not just us. We can't play the victim. We can't play the victim like, oh, they didn't throw the flag when Scotty Miller he got interfered. We know that. But just as much as energy you can show on the non-call on Scotty Miller, then where's the same energy for Grady Jarrett? Where's the same energy, when Antoine Winfield Jr. got held? Or where's the same energy when AJ Terrell got a flag thrown on him when there wasn't no hold or no legal contact? You know what I'm saying? Can't have it both ways. It sucks, but I just wanted to put it out there. That's just a bad look on the NFL. And I don't like the fact that the Bucs fan base got to deal with this. Now we gotta fight off these other fan bases laughing at us, pointing at us like saying, see, y'all getting favoritism because Brady and this and that. Brady be crying and they laughing at us like they calling Brady a soccer player now because he's trying to kick people and stuff. Like you see, we got to take all this heat. We got to take the heat as a fan base. Now we got to defend our team. I'm going to defend our team to the fullest, but I'm also going to be honest as well. So, Falcons fans, I feel your pain. Hey, it sucks. I'm glad we wasn't on the short end of the stick. Y'all had momentum. Unfortunately, that call was egregious, the most egregious in the game, whether it was called or non-called. And then, like I said, there were other calls, they didn't throw a flag on. But we came out on the right end of the stick. We 3-2, y'all 2-3. I still don't think y'all gonna be good. Let's just get to the real facts here. But I mean, I think y'all picking in the top 10. Good teams don't pick in the top 10. Falcons are scrappy. I get it. Y'all still not a good team. Well, we lost 3 games, a total of 11 points. Well, good teams win those games. You guys are not good. Now I'm giving y'all the reality now, the actual real talk. We're gonna get past the egregious referees and the asinine stuff that they were doing in that game. But the reality of it is, if the Bucs would have played to what they need to play at, the game wouldn't have been in that situation, if that makes sense. If the Bucs, and this is also the other side of it. Part of the blame is the Bucs allowing the Falcons to stick around like that. None of this wouldn't have happened if the Bucs did their job instead of getting bored, like Devin White said. When you're dominating the team and you're enforcing your will, you get bored. You get bored. What does that mean? What does that mean? Devin White, you don't even sound right. Somebody take the mic and don't put that young man in front of a camera for a while. You get bored of dominating the team? Are you serious? And you said it with a straight face. Wow. Unbelievable. He's been saying some weird stuff this season. And like I said, congratulations on the NFC Player of the Month last month. But so far in October, Devin White, you got to be quiet, man. Play ball. You got to play ball, man. Because the last two games, you haven't played to what you asking for. You want top 5 linebacker money, but you ain't you just doing too much right now. If in my opinion, what Devin White should do, just be quiet and let the play on the field speak for itself. Right. I guess he wasn't bored with Kansas City, huh? What was the energy for Kansas City? Right. You didn't get bored that time, did you? Shaq Barrett, another one. Running your mouth. But the play on the field and adding up. Guys got to play ball, man, because you're supposed to be top 10 picking teams like Atlanta and Carolina and possibly Pittsburgh. You're supposed to beat those teams. Those are automatic dubs. The real games that count, well, all of them count, but the real games that we all know that really matters, the teams that actually got really good head coaches. And Pittsburgh got a good head coach, but they off right now. They got a lot of injuries and stuff like that. But you know what I'm talking about. The Ravens, the Rams, despite how they playing, they still got a good coach, still got a good team. They dominated us. Still got to play the Cardinals, playoff team. Still got to play the Browns. Still got to play the Saints again. Even though Dennis Allen's trash, but got to play the Bengals. Don't get bored in those games. Don't get bored in those games I just named. You hear me? I just named, 6, 7 games? Don't get bored in those games. Because if you lose, I'm on you. I'm on you. I'm on your head. No mercy. Devin White, I'm on you. I'm watching you like a hawk. I am watching you like a hawk, bro. You're running your mouth. You better start playing like it. Moving forward. I'm on you. I'm on your head. I ain't letting up. Because you want to get paid? All right. You got 12 more games. Be quiet. There's a lot of good football to be played. A lot of good games you got to play. Now, as far as the overreaction, to me, there's no need to panic. We're 3-2. We're okay. A lot of things are going to change in the next few weeks. A lot of teams got injuries. A lot of teams are not healthy. If you can stay relatively healthy, you'll make it through the season just fine. And the Bucs got to find a way in these first 8, 9, 10 weeks to weather the storm and come out of there at week 10, 7-3, 8-2, 6, over 500 basically. Weather the storm, and then on the back end of that stretch, win those tough games. Because you got them back to back to back to back. In Seattle, they don't look like no easy out. And then we got the Falcons and the Panthers on the back end as well. But there's a stretch where about 4 or 5 teams. All right. I'm just saying. I told you what I thought about the Bucs this season as far as record-wise. 12-5. We got 2 losses already. We got 12 games to go. 9-3. Sounds about right to me. 9-3 sounds about right to me. And 9-3 puts you where? 12-5. You win the NFC South, 12-5. Still see people talking about 15-2 and 14-3. Like we finna go 11-1 the next 12 games? 11-1? Are you serious? Folks, it got to be realistic. I'm telling you, the 14-3 folks. Look, if we go there, is there a possibility that we go 14-3? Sure. The probability is not high. Be realistic, folks. Can't win them all. It's going to be some stinkers. Now, if we go 14-3, more power to the Bucs. Anyway, and now as far as the game itself, I got to do my walk in the plank. Let me get my sound ready. Got to get my sound ready. Walking the plank, baby. Gotta do what I gotta do, right? Oh boy. What up, Dub? Gotta walk the plank, baby. What we got here? I should get my big speaker so everybody can hear it, right? All right, so who we starting with? So who we starting with? Let me go into the chat room and who y'all think should walk the plank? Give me y'all list here. I got mine, but I just want to see if I might have missed anybody. Y'all funny. Oh yeah, the refs. Oh yeah, the refs. The refs are on the list. They number one. But who else? Who got to walk the plank? Who got to walk the plank? Y'all think about that. I'll get my speaker real quick. All right, here we go. All right, who we got? So we got Scotty Miller, Luke Gedeke, Julio Jones. Yeah, the refs. Hey, I got the refs. I got my list right here. I'm trying to see if I might have missed somebody. Let me see. So we got the refs. Yeah, Luke Gedeke. He gotta get on that list, baby. Luke Gedeke, man. Boy, rough, man. You rough. Yeah, Julio Jones. Yeah, you got to get on that list, baby. Russell Gage. Who else? Yeah, Kyle Rudolph. Definitely on that list. Yeah, Byron Leftwich. Yeah, he got to be on the list too. Folks, this is how I get down. Nobody's left. No stone is left unturned. said Brady's martial arts skills. Golly, boy. Keep Armstrong. The special teams wasn't that bad. Hold on. So was the special teams that bad? I don't think they were really bad. I don't think the special teams was that bad. Keep Armstrong. He survived. He been surviving. Special teams done okay. They done fine. Keep Armstrong. He be watching. He watching. I know he is. He trying to stay off the walk of the plank. I know he is. He watching. Jalen Darden. I think about that one. He kind of can get on the list because his returns is annoying. King Cook, what up, man? I know, right? Vita had a sack, right? So that kind of kept him off the walking the plank. I mean, he had a personal foul, and he didn't do much most of the game. So he got a sack and a personal foul, and he was kind of quiet for. You know what? Vita, man, you might have to. I'm gonna think about that one. Who else? Who else got to get on it, man? No, I'm not saying Vita on the walk on the plane, but I'm thinking about that. I got him in the we'll put him on the plane and we'll talk to him. You know what I'm saying? Who else? Yeah, the Jit. Yeah, the little kid, yeah. Yeah, the Jit on the field. Yeah, that was wild, man. Yeah, Devin White. Yeah, you got to get on this, man. And the reason why I'm putting Devin White on there is because is what he said. You know, that was egregious. We got bored. No, man. No. William Golson, that's a good one. He ain't do nothing. Jesus. William Golson. Lavonte David. I mean, I didn't hear nothing. Nacho. I'm just so sick of him, man. Lavonte David, we didn't hear his name yesterday. Should he get on the? Should he be on the plane? Should Lavonte David be on the plane? We didn't hear his name called at all. Good God. I mean, that's what, 2 weeks in a row? The linebackers, man. I'm gonna put Keyshawn Vaughn on the walking the plank list too, just for the heck of it. Shaq Barrett, there we go. Yup. Shaq Barrett. 2 weeks in a row. Shaq Barrett. Yup, Shaq Barrett. So that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people. Carlton Davis, nah, man. Carlton Davis, what? Why Carlton Davis? What did he do wrong? What did Carlton Davis do wrong? Carlton Davis didn't do nothing wrong. Murphy Bunn? What's wrong with it? What's wrong with Murphy Bunn and Carlton Davis? What did they do wrong? He said, what did Keyshawn Vaughn do wrong? He ain't play. He ain't get no carry. Yeah, they got hurt, man. Murphy Bunn got hurt, and Carlton Davis got hurt. I think Logan Ryan not playing, by the way, against the Steelers. So who else? Did I miss anybody? Yeah, Scotty Miller has some catches, man. Body catches, but Scotty Miller ain't not on the he's not walking the plank. Hakeem Hicks is hurt, man. I still should put him on there for stealing money, right? Yeah, I'm gonna put him on there. Stealing money. Just for stealing money. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 people. 12 people. All right, y'all ready to start the sound now? Are y'all ready? We got a lot of folks. We're gonna do it one by one, right? Oh, this is gonna be funny, right? We got 12. 12. 12 people that gotta walk the plank. And for those of you that don't know what walk the plank is, it's when you do something bad, say something bad, you're not playing well, your name wasn't called much, you're missing tackles, you're not where you're supposed to be at. That's pretty much walking the plank. So y'all ready? So first up, we got the referees for the whole crew, right? The egregious non-calls and calls during that game. They missed holding calls on both sides. A roughing the passer penalty that was ridiculous. One of the worst top 20 calls in the NFL history. You missed the Antoine Winfield Jr. getting held by the Atlanta Falcons tight end. You threw a flag on AJ Terrell on a phantom illegal contact, whatever that was. Scotty Miller got interfered. He didn't throw the flag. Thomas May was uncatchable. Stop. All right. Referees got to go out, baby. It was a whole crew. We got to get the whole crew. Yeah, so that's the referees, the whole crew. Mm-hmm. The whole crew. Matter of fact, they get some jump again, and again and again and again and again and again. Yeah. So check. Luke Gedeke. Boy, young man, you might do well down the road. Hopefully you do, because you're a second round pick. But as of right now, dude, you are one of the worst offensive linemen in the NFL, period. That's guards, tackles, and centers. And you bottom 3 in guards. Horrible. Luke Gedeke. Gotta walk. I'm sorry. It is what it is. I'm sorry. He'll get better, but you're starting. You're not playing like a starter. You're playing like a backup. And he probably won 1 year too early. The Aaron Stinney injury and the Ryan Jensen injury, that really hurt our O-line. The Ali Marpet retirement, it really did. The run blocking is bad. They pass block pretty good. They care less about run blocking. All right. Next up, Kyle Rudolph. Boy, you're stealing money. I need you to step right on. Hurry, step right on up. Kyle Rudolph is stealing money. He is the Richard Sherman, this year's Richard Sherman, along with Julio Jones. The Bucs should cut Kyle Rudolph. They don't need him. When Cameron Brate's healthy again, K. Oden, Cole Kev, Cameron Brate. So, Kyle Rudolph, you dropped 2 balls. What are you doing here? You got to walk the plank. Unbelievable. The boy, the man is stealing money. A panic signing of Kyle Rudolph. He hasn't done anything. We in week 5. How many catches Kyle Rudolph got? It's been 5. He was an inactive, healthy scratch. How many catches Kyle Rudolph have on the season? I think he has like 1 or 2. And we in week 5. I don't think this man gonna get 20 catches this season. He got 1 catch. I don't think he gonna get 20 catches this season. You gotta go. Anyway, Julio Jones, Richard Sherman number 2, stealing money, injury prone, and the Bucs still gave you a bag, knowing dang well your body can't hold up for a whole season. Now he got a partially torn PCL at 33, going on 34 years old, something like that. Atlanta Falcon fans told us, Tennessee Titans fans told us, waste of money, and we still signed him. So is it safe to say that Kyle Rudolph and Julio Jones at this point are busts? And Brady had a huge part in bringing those guys here. That's $12 million between the both of them. Julio Jones. Julio Jones. You got to walk the plank, buddy. Is it safe to say that AB is a better player at this stage of his career? Well, when AB played, AB actually produced and was on the field. Well, he got hurt too, but he still outproduced Julio Jones. As much as you don't like AB, how was Julio Jones an upgrade? Because y'all said he'll upgrade as a player total. Yeah, locker room wise, sure, but on the field, no, he's not. That is a downgrade. And if you want to look at career wise, a lot of people have AB above Julio Jones because there was a stretch when AB was the dude. You might not like him now, but when he was playing for Pittsburgh, he had like a 4-year run. Go see the numbers. Go see the numbers. Go see the numbers. He was a monster. 100 plus catches. 10 plus touchdowns. That's unstoppable. Julio Jones was fired too, but AB smaller when was doing that. Playing a number 1 at 5'10". Who's a better route runner, AB or Julio Jones? Let's be real. Julio Jones is faster, bigger, stronger, but who's the better route runner? Who got the better moves? Rest my case. Who else? Russell Gage. We gave you $30 million. It's week 5. You got 1,000 catches for 10 yards. You got 1,000 catches for 10 yards. I told y'all about Russell Gage. I told y'all. I tried to warn y'all. You ain't want to listen to me. Russell Gage. What did you do yesterday? Nothing. You got a 2-point conversion. That was it. Not enough. Not enough, Russell Gage. You had 12 catches last week, right? Or was it Green Bay game? But you have 12 catches for less than 100 yards. Bruh, can you get down the field? I saw your stats on the line. What did I tell you about Russell Gage? He was the second best receiver on one of the worst teams in the NFL. Not saying much. And to be honest with you, that's a lot of money to produce so little. There's other guys that could have played a lot less to do that, what he's doing. Who else? Byron Leftwich. You're trying to get a head coaching job. I feel you, man. Byron Leftwich, you're trying to get a head coaching job. You probably should have took the Jacksonville job with Trent Baalke. But I get it. You wanted Adrian Wilson. You wanted Larry Foote. You wanted your guys. That might have been your best opportunity to get a head coaching job. But it remains to be seen. You still can redeem yourself. But your play calling is too predictable. The Falcons figured it out in the fourth quarter. If they would have had the mindset in the third quarter, this game would have got really interesting. Byron Leftwich, you got to do a better job. Your run game is so generic. But you did show some glimpses when you had Rachaad White and Leonard Fournette on the field at the same time. I need you to do that more moving forward. Other teams are doing it. You need to do it too. Catch up with the times, man. Update your playbook, man. Okay? Update your playbook. It is old. Got the no risk. Now you're back at the no risky, no biscuit again. Getting your quarterback dinged up again. Now you got him out here kicking people. Byron Leftwich, you got to walk the play. Who we got next? Hakeem Hicks. You, sir, are stealing money. Your last 2 seasons before you came to the Bucs, injury prone. And I told you, Bucs fans, we were not getting the Hakeem Hicks in 2018 or 19. I told y'all. I warned y'all. You didn't want to listen to me. The results are showing. And when he was on the field, how big of a difference was he really? Now, with him being out for 4 weeks, he should come back with some fresh legs. If he gets hurt again, you got to cut him. If he gets hurt again and misses time like that, move on. Keep Dietrichson not on the team. At least he's durable and healthier. And availability is the best thing you can do in the NFL. So Hakeem Hicks, stop stealing money and get on the field. Nacho, Shaq Barrett, William Golson, all trillion. Come on up, step right up, hurry. All trillion. William Golson, Nacho, and Shaq Barrett. Need I say more? All trio ain't do nothing. Getting manhandled. William Golson getting manhandled. Shaq Barrett getting manhandled. Nacho, you're always hyped up when you do so little. You act like you're a monster, but you're not. You think you're better than what you really are, Nacho. Somebody need to stay humble, Nacho. Hashtag stay humble, because you're not that guy. You're not that guy. You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy. Devin White, you gotta jump this thing 3 times, buddy. 3 times. That's for the comment. I'm breaking up. I'm good over here. My internet is good over here, baby. I'm not breaking up. I'm good over here. I don't know what's going on with y'all internet. Y'all need to check y'all internet because I'm good over here, baby. I'm not breaking up. My internet, all the bars. I got all my bars. All my bars. Devin White again. Yes. Yeah, you got a half a sack, but that was Logan Hall, really. But you got to be quiet, man. Last 2 weeks, man, you're running your mouth too much. I need you to keep that energy when you play on the field. Stop grabbing people. Hit somebody. And one more time for the road. And last but not least, the jit that came on the field. The young jit just ran on the field. Where is your parents? Where's your parents? How in the world they allow you to get all the way to the field? Why wasn't a flag thrown on that play? He got hit pretty hard. That was unnecessary for that child to get hit like that. They actually tackled him with no pads on. I know that had to hurt that young fella. I know he in some Epsom salt right now because he got kaboomed. Madden hit stick. Young man, I don't know who you are, but I need to talk to your parents because your parents need to. That's your mom and your dad and you. All three of them. Shame on your parents. That was a girl. Oh, see, I couldn't tell. Had braids, so I'm, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? So, but okay. She got hit stick. That like it hurt. Y'all better stop running the field like that. Y'all better stop running the field like that. Y'all finna get kaboomed. Jackknifed. AKA power bomb. Sid Vicious style. Watch. I'm telling you. One of these folks gonna get hurt doing that. But anyway, there you have it. My walk in the plank. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of people. Vita not walking the plank. Vita's not walking the plank. I could make a case that he can walk the plank, but no, I'm gonna keep him off this week. He got to show me something though. But anyway, I talked about the penalties, overreactions and stuff like that, but a little over an hour now, so I'm about to shut it down. But tomorrow, hopefully, we'll go through some film and see these calls. I'm only gonna watch the fourth quarter. I'm not doing the first, second, or third quarter because all the action was in the third or in the fourth quarter. So be ready for tomorrow. We're going to talk about the fourth quarter in the locker room. So for those of you that want to watch the All 22 conversation, and for you haters, come on in the locker room. You can watch it with me. I'm not trying to argue with you. I just want to be friends and we watch football together. And if you don't like me, I got to get you out of here. But we're just trying to watch football together and be a family. I don't hate nobody. But if you hate me, address me as a man. Come into the locker room and air out your frustrations with BucosLocker. With that being said, I want y'all to fire those cannons, seize the day, raise the flag, hashtag no risking no biscuit, hashtag facts over feelings, hashtag third and one, bombs away. Can't get enough of that. We back. No risking no biscuit is back. Hashtag stay humble. That's right, Bucs fans. Stay humble. We got a long way to go. 12 games to go. Injuries, coaching, it's got to get better. It will. Hashtag probability versus possibility. Hashtag what did your eyes tell you? Forget your feelings. What did your eyes tell you? Hashtag don't get mad at me. Get mad at the Bucs. I didn't do it. I just talk about it. Hashtag trenches matter. It really do. And hashtag, we're still on the same ship, folks. Whether you like me or not. Super Bowl or bust. I'll see y'all tomorrow.